It's the Flow Friday night sports show, and let's head now to the crew at Central Eyre United and find out how their week was in Eastern Eyre football last weekend. Jarrad Sampson is on the line with us at the moment. And Jarrad, first of all, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, mate. Long day, not overly productive, but yeah, things are looking up. Shows on the moving along again.
Excellent, going up and back, obviously trying to get that crop in the ground. Have you had any rain, mate?
Nah, not a drop, mate. She's still bone dry, but it'll come, won't it? You promised me a few weeks ago.
Well, I'm working on it. I'm not getting much joy out of the Weather Bureau at the moment, but I'll keep working on it for you, mate. It might be an ugly dance, but I'll have a crack.
Yeah, that'd be good, mate. Send something our way.
All right, well, Kimber Districts didn't send much your way last week. They swept you guys from the minis up, and we might start with the youngsters first, the junior Colts, and that was a Kimber Districts whitewash. They were too good for your young tackers, 10-4-64 to no score, but I'm sure the kids will have taken plenty out of the game.
Yeah, didn't trouble the scorers, but at the same token, mate, just good to have kids playing in their own age group, isn't it? So always going to be hard us coming up against your Kimbers and your Eastern Rangers. But, yeah, I don't think they're too upset with it, mate. They take it in their stride. Can't win them all. Had a good win the week before and, we reload and start again next week. So I'm sure they won't be beating themselves up too much about it.
Exactly right. Shout out to Central Eyre United's best on the day, Fritschke, Waters, Oswald, Sampson, K. Sampson. Who does this one belong to?
That'd be Frankie Sampson, mate, and he's not a footballer. So, yeah, but his young fella's got plenty to go about him, so it's good to have him having a kick.
Sampson's everywhere, and Ryan as well. So those young fellows shined despite the scoreline. If we look at the senior Colts, much more competitive clash here. That said, Kimber District still too good. They're a class act, Kimber, throughout their club. 14-14-98. Central Eyre United 5-2-32. So a little bit of action on the scoreboard always makes the kids smile.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Plenty of feeling in this game. I think that's something we've seen moving into this league is a lot of our young fellas know the guys from other clubs through Sapsaza and school footy and even EP representation. So, yeah, really enjoying the experience of playing against some of their mates they've made in previous years. And it shows out there. There's plenty of feeling in that game. Plenty of lip and chat. So, yeah, it's good to see him having a crack. Obviously, Jacko Petty gets back to Rossi for the weekend. Leaves a massive hole, and young Ryan Ladd not available. Without those two in the midfield, it's pretty hard going to keep track with a side that's as solid as it is in Kimber.
Indeed. Jed Big had a crack though. He booted two and was named the best, along with Joseph Milan, the other big boy, and a C. Sampson. Who does this Sampson belong to? Yeah,
that'd be another one of Frankie's lads, mate. He's got three of them out there. So, yeah, they definitely have a fair crack, mate. Definitely not scared. Same as young Jed Big. He's not much of him, but he's jumping in and under every week.
Shout out to Max Seal for Kimber Districts, booted 7. Was probably the difference between the two sides in the end when you look at that.
He's supreme talent, Mac. I'm hopeful he's someone that we don't see playing a lot of country footy as he gets older. So hopefully he'll get his chance to head to town at some stage and show him what he's got. But he's promising in most sports, whether it's cricket, footy, or pretty much anything he has a crack at. So yeah, he's definitely a difference on the day.
All right. The most competitive clash of the day was the reserves game, and Kimber Districts got the job done here in the end, but only by 19 points, 7-7-49 to Central Eyre United for 6-30. A best for your boys. Brands Stootley, Martin, May, Murphy, and, both Murphys. And I don't see a Stootley named here for Kimber Districts, but did they go head-to-head, the Stootley boys?
Didn't notice, actually, to be honest, mate. I'm not sure if the other Stoots was out there for Kimber, but, Geordie enjoyed getting back on the former home deck. Not much in it at three-quarter time. Unfortunately, we just couldn't, whether it was fitness or what, we just couldn't push home with the wins and get the win there. So, but, good close game of footy. Shaky Harris and Kimber just mopped up around half back, and if you can't get the ball past in, there's not much hope. So, load up next week. But good game of footy, mate. It's good to see B grade out there every week having a consistent hit out and not having to rely on kids to fill sides. It's made a massive difference around the place.
For sure. And 2 points of interest here, only a point in it at half-time between the two sides. And for the day, not one multiple goal kicker. 11 individual goal kickers on the day. Not one player from either side managed to kick more than one goal. So there's nothing like sharing it around, I suppose.
It's a good team game, B grade, mate, isn't it? Sure, I shared plenty of beers around afterwards. There's plenty still in their kit when we come in at half-time. So, I think they thoroughly enjoyed the day at Kimber. It seems two clubs have hit it off quite well.
No, that's good. Well, I guess when you're looking at Kynecutter and Kimber, 70 Ks between them, not a lot of difference. A rivalry ready to go, I reckon, this one.
Absolutely, mate. Bit of feeling in most games. Plenty of lift and, really enjoyed the contest when we were out there as well. And the crowd again, I think they had close to 800 through the gate again. So another monster crowd at footy. Getting the club afterwards, and it's absolutely packed. So it's great to see. I think we're a couple of clubs that'll, very like-minded off the field, very sociable clubs, and that was shown throughout the night. So while there's plenty of competition on the field, I think going forward we're a couple of clubs that will, probably enjoy each other's company throughout the year, and really looking forward to that over the next however many years.
Question without notice for you, with Kimber Districts and your club at Woodner having venues with pretty good lights. What are the chances of seeing a night game between you two in the future sometime? Do you think it'll happen?
It's been some talk within our club. If we can, there's just a bit more work to do with Woodner's lights. You could probably play there now, but it's definitely on the cards. I think if we could structure a game. Whether it be against Kimber or, which is probably the closest neighbour, it'd definitely be a spectacle, mate. And with the crowds we're drawing, I reckon it'd be a hit. So, it's on the cards in time to come. We'll just iron out some wrinkles first within the club, and definitely, I'd like to see it on the agenda at some stage.
All right. Well, let's have a look at the seniors clash now. The A grade, it was Kimber Districts in the end who jumped you guys. They led by 7 goal, in fact, at half-time, and they were too good in the end, 15-17, 107 to 5-2-32. Big Burger Fitzgerald booted 7 for them and was a standout, but they had plenty of standouts across the ground. Fitzgerald for you booted 2. Jesse Stringer led from the front. The 2 Waters boys again performed well. Young Jackson as well. He'll be pretty pleased to be called young. And Heath as well. So you had some good players on the day, but they were probably just a bit more polished across the ground.
Definitely, mate. Much more polished for sure. Very structured game and very well-drilled team. So, the probably lack of that depth on the weekend really showed out against Kimber. They've got real solid core, particularly in the midfield. So it's something to work on with Kempy in the ruck, giving them silver service throughout the day. It's tough work chasing tails. So probably scoreboard was a bit of a thumping in there. And I think we'll take a bit out of that. Definitely, happy to have seen how they play, how they structure up now. So something to work on, and we could get a few more midfielders back off the injury list and onto the park. I'm sure Brucey and Jake Sampson, they would have added a bit more depth to our midfield rotation. So, game's over at 3/4 time, really. Last quarter was, a lot of junk time out there. So, it's, a sort of somber day with, a guard of honour for the Bone family after the game, after losing their daughter, which is, it's sort of hard to stomach as a father with young kids. You couldn't get your head around it. So courageous effort on their behalf to be there on the day, and it's great to see that both clubs and their communities get around them and show them the support, because at the end of the day, the game's sort of secondary to our communities, isn't it?
It's been a tragic week on the EP, unfortunately, so that's another show of faith from the locals there. As we wrap up the week that was last week, of course, Eastern Rangers had the bye. The other A-grade clash in Eastern Eyre football was quite surprising in the scoreline in the end for me. Port's absolutely thumped Cal, 18-22, if you don't mind, 130 to Cal, 4 goals, 8-32. Looks like Ports are just starting to flex their muscles a little bit now.
Yeah, it was quite the win in then, wasn't it? Home deck, obviously. Cal, quite a few out from the week before when we had them with injuries, looking at their team sheet. So, yeah, Ports look to be gelling, coming together quite well. So, it could be a challenge for us at Warrnambool on Saturday up against them. It's the bigger bodies in that side. Bobby's he's a pretty solid midfielder to have running through there. Sid Masters up forward. So, see Evan Hunt played a couple games now. So, good to see him back and hope for remaining injury-free. So, should be a pretty decent challenge for us on the weekend.
Noticed Aziri Rakawasa as well, just enjoying his time back from Gawler Central and deciding to run, from Newry, he's playing for Newry Rovers, get it right, just running through the midfield, kicking 3 goals, if you don't mind. No more defence for him.
It'll be a challenge to man up on him. He's a big body mid, isn't he? So I'm sure Jesse Stringer will thrive on that opportunity on the weekend. A couple of hard hits going at it there. So, looking forward to seeing that duel.
Interestingly enough, as we finish off on this clash, Ports only led by 20 points at half-time, and after half-time they kept Cal goalless while banging on 11 goals, 14 themselves. So that's the tail of the tape in that game, a dominant second half from Ports. So clearly they're fit enough, and you guys will have at Warrnambool this week, you'll have a task on your hands to try and keep these informed Ports mids at bay.
Yeah, they've strung a couple of good games together now, haven't they? So they pushed Rangers all the way the week before, and pretty solid win on the weekend. So had they kicked straighter, it could have been even worse than it was. So we'll see how the White Oak face at Warrnambool treats them. Much bigger over than probably what they're accustomed to. But that could go either way, couldn't it? So challenge for us is getting guys back on the track and off the injury list at this stage. It's be nice to finish a game with a full complement.
So you've lost a few to injury, unfortunately. Who are the main ones that are out at the minute?
Obviously Jakey Bruce and Jake Sampson leaves a pretty big hole in the midfield, mate. Yep. So Squirt Winter up forward. He's had some tip up there. But at the same token, it's given some of our younger kids an opportunity that they wouldn't have got otherwise. And they're making the most of it. So it's as much as injuries can be frustrating at times, but this time of year, there's still plenty of positives to be gained on a few guys sitting out so the young fellas can have a crack. So particularly new clubs, we're still finding our feet, sort of bringing 2 very different game styles together. So it's, probably not a bad thing to be able to mix it up each week and just find the right balance in the team.
Spot on. That's the silver lining. Give the kids a chance. And at Warrnambool, first opportunity for Warrnambool to host a home game this year?
Yeah, mate. I'm looking forward to it. Was in there this Harbour and gave the Oval a mo. So, can't wait to get out there and footy back at Warrnambool. First time for a couple of years. So, really looking forward to it. And crowds we've seen so far, mate, it's just been sensational to see so many people at the footy having a look. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Eastern Eyre football, a huge round this one. Cal have the bye. Central Eyre United hosting Ports at Warrnambool, as we've already mentioned. And then at Rudao, Eastern Rangers take on Kimber Districts. Now, it doesn't get any bigger in Eastern Eyre football when those two clash. It'll be on. It always is when they get together, Eastern Rangers and Kimber. And I think Eastern Rangers might start favourites almost.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with this one, mate.
Yeah, I know. It's a tough one. It always is.
Yeah, just the midfield battle will be enthralling to watch. So, absolute quality in both sides there. Very well drilled teams. Kimber probably play more of a chip around game. Remind me a lot of when we used to play the Hawks. Actually, very well drilled. Everyone knows their spot. So, be interested to see the result on this. Neither side are overly tall, but a lot of runners in them. So you sort of take Kempy out of Kimber's side there. They're pretty evenly spread height-wise, but just hard workers, run exceptionally well, and obviously played a lot of footy together. They all know their spot and know where they need to be. So, Rangers with a couple in, Adam Howell to that side. He had something else to them. So, yeah, I'll be watching this score with interest come the end of the day.
Yep. For the record, I am going to tip the Rangers. Who's your tip? You saw Kimber up front or up close and personal last week. You've seen them both. Who do you think gets up?
Going by the weekend, mate, I'll be picking Kimber in this one. I think with Kempy given first service in the middle there, then Jimmy Camps in the middle and Riley Maitland. And then, they just have people rotating through all day. So, yeah, if he's got the ball dropping down, first go at it should be the difference on the weekend.
All right. Well, mate, we'll leave it there for tonight. All the best for the weekend's game at Warrnambool. And for getting you some rain soon. I'll get the rain dance going for you soon and see if that makes a difference. It probably won't, but I'll do my bit anyway.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great, mate. Feel free to upload that video on the Flow website if you don't mind. I'm sure the viewers would like to see it.
I'm sure they would, and it'll stay safely hidden. Good on you, Sambo. Take it easy, mate.
Cheers, Regs. Catch you next week.